Good evening. My name is Alison Hennessy, and I'm here today to discuss our case assigned to us, Waite Pharmaceuticals. Waite Pharmaceuticals is a California-based pharmaceutical company. I want to give you the key players of this case. The first one is Amelia Lassiter, which is the Chief Information Officer. Second is James Sue, which is the president of the company, and his executive assistant, Lucy Lee. Like I said before, Waite Pharmaceuticals is a large California-based company, and in the pharmaceutical industry, it usually takes up to $500 million and up to 12 years just to introduce a new drug to the market. And because it's so costly and it takes so much time, people are always trying to find ways to cut the cost. Amelia Lassiter, this was her goal. This was her quest to cut the cost for the company and get the company moving on a better track. She wanted to increase productivity while cutting the time in half. She's researched many different things to do this, and the best thing she came up with was a global knowledge sharing application that would increase productivity and cut the cost of time and cost of money in half. So Lassiter decided to present the application to James Sue. James Sue listened to our idea and then brought it to the board of directors. Sue and the board of directors embraced the idea. One of Lassiter's points was that another pharmaceutical company, Novartis, had also the application, and it has been a success for them. So after the board of directors and Sue talked about this, they wanted Lassiter to research different firms that could help Waite's IT department bring out the new knowledge-based application that would also be compatible to their applications they already have in place. Lassiter researched many firms, and she came up with 3 strong firms. She was very confident in these firms, and they had much experience and success in large, complex applications such as this. Lassiter went to Sue's office to report her findings to him. Because James Sue is the president of the company, he's a busy man, and so she came to his executive assistant, Lucy Lee. Lucy Lee, she was young, petite, attractive. She looked very nice, and she looked like a very personable person. However, she was only personable to her boss, James Sue. Everyone else in the firm found her to be condescending and hard to get along with. They also thought she had lack of knowledge and technical expertise in the pharmaceutical field. Nevertheless, Lee told Lassiter that she would present Lassiter's findings to Sue the same day, and he would report back to her within 2 days. The next day, Sue called Lassiter in to have a meeting with her. He questioned Lassiter on why she didn't consider another firm called Standard Systems. Standard Systems wasn't even a possibility in Lassiter's firms because they had such small experience, and they were only known to helping small companies computerize their accounting systems, never to the extent of a large, complex problem as adding a global knowledge-sharing application to a huge corporation. So upon further investigation, Lassiter left the meeting and investigated Standard Systems a little bit more. Maybe she was missing something. She found out that Standard Systems was owned by Lucy Lee's uncle. So she talked private. She wanted to tell Sue and the board of directors her findings. However, every time she had the chance to do it, Sue and his assistant Lee were all in the meetings together, and she didn't want to bring that out in front of Lucy Lee since that was her uncle. During the next 2 weeks, companies from each firm met with Sue and the board of directors to give their sales pitch. At the very end, Lassiter wanted to come to the board meetings, but every time Sue would reject it because of the time. So at the end of the whole their findings, Lassiter found out that Sue and the board of directors chose Standard Systems as their company. Lassiter was confused. She was shocked. She couldn't understand how this could happen. She didn't understand how a consulting firm with such little experience could get such a large project for a large company such as Waite. So the question here now is, what happened? Why did Standard Systems get picked over the three large companies, reputable companies, that Lassiter picked out? And I'm going to turn over to question number 1.